Well, it was a really wonderful Wednesday, Thursday for UIS. As most of us know, I think the Board of Trustees has had almost a complete turnover in the last few weeks, months. And so most of the board had never seen UIS before. And furthermore, had no real preconceptions about what they were going to see. It was like they came in with a slate on which we could write. And as it turned out, everything went splendidly. Several trustees came a day early. One trustee came for a half a day just to meet students, faculty, staff, and feel the campus. Over half the trustees came a couple hours early for Wednesday night dinner in order to take the campus tour. They loved the campus tour. The dinner went terrifically. It was a really nice time for UIS. About a week before the meeting, Michelle Thompson, the secretary of the board, contacted me to say that Trustee Kennedy, the new chair of the Board of Trustees, wanted to do something called a pachakacha. I said, pachakacha? And that's something that he discovered that's happening in Japan. It's an informal gathering where people present artwork or architecture or whatever the thing is for about 5 minutes. Slides keep moving and the person talks over the slides, and then right after that another person comes up. Maybe people are having a drink, walking around, in our case eating dessert, and you learn a lot in a short amount of time. That was the idea. The people involved, the presenters were Rebecca Landsberg from UIS to the Real World with Sarah Doyle Hartwick talked about our internship programs. Remembering Ricketts with Deborah McCrager. It's very interesting. Then Ray Schroeder and Sherry McCurdy did a thing on the WAVE, the new way of communicating on the internet. Sustainability in Mind by T-Fin Tang. And Global Scholarship in the UIS Music Classroom. Sharon Graff wowed him with that one. Ancient Peru Study Abroad, a young student, Stanislaus Alam Lipsky, talked about his experience as a student abroad. Then we had Civic Engagement at UIS with Kelly Thompson, which trustees were very enthused about. Nanotechnology in Central Illinois with Keenan Dungy. And of course, UIS's Thurkelson Field Station with Michael Lemke and also with a friend of ours, Michael Purnell. And then you wouldn't want to forget the people who worked hard to make all this happen. Lynn Pardee brought everything together. Missy Thibodeau-Thompson directed everything and saw that it worked right. Then Jerry Burkhart and his technical people performed their magic. And we had our own Amanda Vinicky from WIS who emceed the whole thing. Those were the quick shows. But people they didn't take their eyes off the people presenting. And it would be hard to describe how complimentary they were of our faculty. The next morning, the board and the chancellors and the president had breakfast at the governor's mansion with the governor. And they were talking about nothing but our pachakacha and how well they learned about, how much they learned about UIS, the quality of our faculty. Mrs. Eikenberry, the wife of the interim president, told my wife, Carolyn, she had no idea such high quality research was going on at UIS. And that was the flavor of the day. All day long, in the course of their Thursday meeting, they would refer to the faculty and they'd say, we've got to keep our high quality faculty like those we saw last night. So it was that kind of a day for us where the impression of the Board of Trustees, the Board of Trustees for the University of Illinois as a system, thinks we're a first-class place, and they're right. So it was a fun time, and we even had the predisposition to invite them to walk through the Sangamon Auditorium, our wonderful fine arts center, and they did, all of them, and they were just fascinated. In fact, 2 different ones have contacted me about getting tickets for our series. They're so interested. Neither of the other 2 campuses, has a facility that compares to that. First thing we should mention that President Eikenberry was one of those people who took a campus tour. And at the beginning of a meeting that all the university officers were having the next Monday, he began by saying what a fantastic job UIS did hosting the trustees and complimented us again on the quality of our faculty and staff and the things going on. So it's nice. And I've already learned to know President Eikenberry, and I'm enjoying working with him tremendously. The search committee is now formed. It's begun its work. It's had its first meeting. From UIS, we have Professors T-Fin Tang and James Hall. And then we also have a student, Charles Olivier, who happens to be the only undergraduate student. I've noticed the 2 students from the other 2 campuses are both graduate students. And then also of the 3 trustees on the search committee, one is Karen Husera from here in Springfield, former mayor. So we have a lot of people who know UIS pretty well on that search committee. The committee consists of 3 trustees and 8 faculty members, 3 from the other 2 campuses and 2 from ours, 3 students, so a civil service person, an academic professional person, I forget. It's chaired by Pam Strobel, who's a former vice president of Excelon. By the way, the committee, Pam and others from the committee are going to be on our campus week after next in a public forum to listen to what we have to say, like what we would like to find in a president. Last Sunday, yes, the search consultant came on Sunday. I met with the search consultants to tell them my opinion, and I told them once again how important it is to recognize the differences of the 3 institutions.